Hello everyone, my name is Dale Danker. I'm the president of TW Local 514 here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I want to make a short video and cover some things about the vaccine mandate. Would like to let everyone know that I have been off myself for the past 2+ weeks with COVID. I did get the vaccination back in February, and guess what? I still got COVID. That being said, I made a video. I put my number out there, and I got a lot of phone calls and text messages. 514 bylaws state that when the president's out, the VP shall assume his pay and assume the work of the president while he's out. So I did ask. There were several messages and phone calls that come to me. I tried to sit at home and get well, and I tried to let the stress and the worry of how important this is fall to Kendall and let him do the things that he needed to do and the board do the things that they needed to do. That being said, I got back to work today. I called 3 special board meetings. One of those board meetings was to try to understand where we are at with the vaccine mandate and just have an open session with the board to try to determine what we need to be doing, what questions we still don't have answers to, what questions we do have answers to. So in this video, what we've done today as a board is, and I'm looking up here on my whiteboard, and I have a list of the questions that we come up. It's not all inclusive. I'm going to try to get with Raleigh Reeves and Gary Scheibel, presidents of 567 and 591, and try to just bounce these questions and answers off of them. So as a group, as a whole nationwide, that we stay together in this with our brothers and sisters. So I got to put my glasses on and get right into this. I will read the question as they were written on the board by the e-board officers, and we'll talk about the answers. So number 1 is, what is the union doing for the members? What we are trying to do is basically what I just explained. We're looking for answers to this list of 13 questions that we initially put up, and we're working with other groups, some pilots, some flight attendants, other unions nationally, other unions locally. I know that the United Auto Workers president has reached out to me, and they're wanting to do some kind of a picket or a walk, or to get the word out. I've answered lots of phone calls from news media, as well as some of the officers have as well. So we are all engaged in trying to answer questions, send the questions that we don't have answers to the company, engage with our national and local representatives to see where they stand in this fight with us, to try to get this to where what is between you and your doctor with your health stays that way, and that the vaccine ought to be a choice. I will say this: there are some members that have called me that don't believe that it ought to be your choice to have a shot or not have a shot. They believe that I could be sued for giving my opinion. So I get elected by the membership to try to run this local, try to negotiate a contract, try to work with the other locals. I mean, I think that the membership elects people just like their representatives nationally and state legislators to listen to the membership, their constituents, develop an opinion, and push that opinion forward. Like I said, I've got the vaccination, but I don't want you to have to take it if you don't want to. I mean, that ought to be your choice. And so I believe the company is stepping on our toes just a tad bit. What's going to be next? They want you to take the vaccination, and they want the flying public to take the vaccination. Seems to me like they probably got their finger into the wind going, is this going to be a good financial decision or not? So what are we doing? We're trying to find answers to lots of questions. Is the mandate written for everyone to see? So um, Uncle Joey Biden come out with this mandate, and I've seen a couple of versions of it, but I don't know yet if it's what he signed, or is it really a mandate or a suggestion? Is the company just putting out in JetNet, this is what we're going to do, and this is the way that we wrote it? We don't have that answer. We've got two officers that have some inside contacts with national representatives, and we're reaching out to them right now to ask them if they can provide to us a copy of Biden's mandate. When I was in Vegas during the convention, I did ask our international attorney what his opinion was, and he said, Dale, when Biden's people puts it out, I'll get a chance to read it, and when I get a chance to read it, I'll be able to give John Samuelson, the international president, be able to give him his legal opinion. So I do not have an answer to, is the mandate available? Number 3, will I get my pension? The answer to number 3 is yes, all eligible members can receive their pension at appropriate age. So just to answer the question, if you choose not to get the shot and the company fires you, where you once was an essential worker and they ask you to come to work and work around people that had COVID, and we've lost, if you don't know someone that's died of COVID right now at American Airlines, and I don't know, you probably haven't been around too much working in different shops and different hangars. I mean, several guys have passed away from COVID. So now they're going to terminate you if you don't get this shot by November 24th. So if you had a frozen pension plan and they terminate you, the answer is yes. But what comes into play after that is, are you 55? Do you have 15 years in with the company? Do you meet the 65-point plan age requirement? I mean, you have to go. You can't just simply say, yes, if I get terminated, I'm eligible. You have to go and see if you qualify. And then if you're 55 and you was to get terminated, you had 15 years in, you meet the 65-point plan, you draw your retirement at 55, it's still going to be a reduced amount than if you stayed till the age of what? 60. Marla's sitting right there helping me with these questions. So, if you get terminated, what benefits do we receive? Number 4, we have written down, if you get terminated, you will receive accrued vacation pay, comp pay. We've got written down sick pay at $10.80 an hour and no flight benefits. So if you go to your contract book, that's where we come up with that answer. Number 5, what if you retire? Same. The answer says same. Same thing, you retire today as you would have gotten in the past. You get a gift from the company and flight benefits. 6, why hasn't the local or international filed a lawsuit against the mandate? Question mark. You know what, Marla? Number 6 is number 6 on the answer. I'm going to let her look at that.
No, that's not the right answer.
Yeah, we wrote this down a couple of times. So 6 is why hasn't the local or international filed a lawsuit against the mandate?
We don't have an answer on that.
We don't have an answer. I know that the international has, through the association, has put out some bulletins on it. I have had conversations with other local presidents. I've had conversations with some pilots and some flight attendants at American Airlines, And we are looking for a pathway for those that do want to file, like a Title VII lawsuit. And I know that there's a lot of attorneys out there floating stuff that they will help you with that. And we've got some members that are paying them $1,500 a pop to get their name on a list. But I'm not comfortable with filing a lawsuit on someone's behalf when we have people on both sides of this issue. I mean, how would I file a lawsuit for people that don't want to take the shot and represent them, and then I also have people that call me and would want me to not file a lawsuit because people want you to have to take the shot. We have those people as well. So, I mean, would I have to file a lawsuit against our own local for filing a lawsuit for part of the membership? I don't have that answer. We're trying to find a pathway for no matter what side that you fall on, we can try to help get you into that arena so you can have that conversation. So Marla, does number
7 is if no accommodation.
Number 7 question is actually number 6 answer?
Yes.
All right. If on leave of absence and return to work, will you be required to get vaccinated? And the answer to that is, if there is no accommodation, then yes, you will be required. Number 8. If on a leave of absence, are you required to get COVID vaccination by November 24th? Is 8 what up there? 7?
Yep.
All right, so that is a good question, and we do not have an answer to that. So we know that if you're on a medical leave of absence, and it's substantiated, and 5 years rolls around, you have to go resubstantiate that from your medical providers and get that approved through the company for that leave of absence to continue. So I'll use myself as an example. If I had some kind of a chronic illness that would not allow me to be at work, but yet I could be on a medical leave of absence, do I sit at home in my own house and am I going to be required to get a vaccination while I'm on a medical leave of absence? That would fall into the bucket of stupidity. But that's just my opinion. Some folks want to sue me for having an opinion, but damn, this is getting ignorant out here. I mean, how do you say that the post office doesn't have to have a vaccination, but because you work at a maintenance aircraft base in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you work in the cargo hold where the mail's being flown, you have to have a vaccination? I don't want to use the F word, but somebody's effing stupid. It's stupid to tell somebody that you work on an airplane that hauls the bag that holds the letter, but the son of a buck that has to deal with the letter and send it out to the person's house doesn't have to be vaccinated. What did it say in that movie? Mama said stupid is as stupid does. I mean, you can't make this stupid shit up, but this is where we're at. Excuse my language. I get a bit frustrated. I'd like to be talking about overtime and work coming into Tulsa and stuff, but we're talking about you have to get a shot because you work on an airplane sitting on the ground in Tulsa, Oklahoma, because you haul the mail, but the person that handles the mail doesn't have to? Come on. What does Uncle Joe say? Come on, man. All right, so 9. Is American Airlines giving vaccinations? Yes, at premise, make an appointment. So you can get a vaccination from them if you'd like to call them and make an appointment. 10. Who is liable if vaccine causes harm or death? And the answer to that is no answer. So I don't even know if you die from the vaccination if your life insurance pays out or not. Somebody wants to tell you have to go get this stuff, but they don't want to be liable for it. I mean, oh my God, that would be terrible. Anyway, 11. Why are vendors/contractors not required to be vaccinated? Our answer to that is no answer from the company. So we want, the thing is, oh, we got to get over COVID and we got to get everybody safe and we need to all do this because this is what's going to get us all back to being normal again. So if a vendor comes to work on the property and is within 10 or 15 feet of you or within a foot of you urinating in a urinal, that person doesn't have to be vaccinated, but you do. Yeah. Yep. So that, I guess that they could make them be vaccinated, but I don't know. It's a question, and that's the answer. The answer is no answer yet from the company. 12. Why is AA discriminating against non-COVID vaccinated employees with pandemic leave? Now, I can probably, in a nutshell, say something that you already know the answer to. The answer to that is because in order to persuade people to go get vaccinated, they have these kind of rules in place. 13. Why did AA change the religious exemption form? We do not have an answer on that. But let me say this. The company did put out that's all the questions we have right now. The company did put out a statement saying that, and we posted it to our website, that if you put in for a religious or medical accommodation, then you could work past the 24th until they have answered. If you're accommodated, then we'll find out, you'll find out how they're going to accommodate you. Are they going to put all the accommodated people in a shop and have them cleaning off food trays or fixing a widget, you know, like you're all lepers and you have to go into a leper holding pen? I don't know. This thing is really something. But I do know this. It would seem to me like this thing is becoming so ridiculous that if we move forward in time, a month from now, 2 months from now, Christmas, New Year's, January, February, when the flu season's supposed to get worse, is COVID going to come back and all choke us to death? I don't know. But it seems to me like that if I was going to be one of the people that put in for a medical accommodation or a religious accommodation, I would put them in on November 22nd. I would submit one, and then on November 23rd, I would submit another one. I would like to think that everybody would do that on the 22nd and the 23rd, and then the company will process them as they can, and you continue to continue to work. I mean, maybe it takes them 2 months, maybe it takes them 3 months to get everybody answered. The answer could come back that you're not accommodated, and then what? Are you terminated on that day, or do you now have 60 days of unpaid leave of absence to go have a conversation with yourself in the mirror and see if you want to get the shot? Don't know. But I know this. If the cutoff date to submit it was on November 24th, and maybe it's going to be some other date after they watch this video, then maybe you get an opportunity to continue to work while they're reviewing it. Maybe they get on their toes and they review it in a couple of weeks. I don't know. But if you're playing the odds, then why wouldn't you just wait till the last day or so to put it in? And then on this point plan, where they want to say, this is a different topic, but they want to say if you call in 2 hours prior to the start of your shift, or if you use your negotiated benefit of sick time that they're now going to give you a point system. And then they're going to tee you up on what level you're at to get you out the door. I mean, you're all getting older every day. A lot of people have chronic underlying conditions that you go to the doctor for. How do I know this? How do I know that more people are going to the doctor? Because every year we are required to pay what? 21% of the cost of medical. So every year when your medical goes up, that's because the previous year more of you went to the doctor. Why did you go to the doctor? Because your bones are getting tired, and you're like me, you're getting older and grayer, and you have problems. And so I'm just trying to warn everybody that if you have something that you go to the doctor for, you might want to educate yourself on what FMLA is. Okay? Educate yourself. Don't let this company take something that's a negotiated benefit that you've earned and use that to terminate you. Eventually, I'm going to make a video that's not about coyotes and it's not about hate and discontent. Eventually, there's going to be a video that's just kumbaya. It's just not today. Thank y'all for listening. Have a good day.